This is the state flag of Tennessee. Those 3 stars represent the 3 grand divisions of the state. The volunteer state covers a lot of territory, from Memphis on the banks of the Mississippi River in the west, the state capital and America's music capital, Nashville, in the middle, and 2 unique cities closer to the mountains in the east, Chattanooga and Knoxville. Each division is distinct when it comes to its geography and culture, so much so that the divisions are sometimes referred to as the 3 states of Tennessee. I grew up in East Tennessee at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Returning here is something I do several times a year. Mountains to the mighty Mississippi, I have spent time in every part of the state and want to share with you the 10 best places to visit in Tennessee. All of that and so much more straight ahead from East Tennessee. We start in the east, at the foot of the mountains, with the place nicknamed Tennessee's oldest town. Jonesboro was founded in 1779, when Tennessee was still claimed by North Carolina, and it was the capital for the defunct 14th state of the U.S., known as the state of Franklin. The Downtown Historic District has some of the most architecturally significant buildings in East Tennessee, many today filled with quaint shops and cafes. Embracing its heritage as a storytelling capital, local legend says the ghost of Andrew Jackson sometimes lingers around the Major Christopher Taylor cabin. He's believed to have stayed here long before he became the nation's 7th president. Along the banks of the Cumberland River in the middle part of the state, the capital city of Nashville is known more for its influence on American music. Home to the original Grand Ole Opry, downtown and its legendary honky-tonks have long served as a proving ground for new sounds, launching the music careers of so many stars we love today. Nashville's West End is where you'll find a full-scale replica of the original Greek Parthenon. Constructed in the 1890s for an expo celebrating Tennessee's 100th birthday, the structure today houses an art museum as well as a recreation of the 42-foot statue of Athena, the focus of the Parthenon just as it was in ancient Greece. With high towers and turrets reminiscent of a castle, Union Station opened at the turn of the 20th century as an opulent train terminal. Today it's one of the premier hotels in the city, operated by Marriott as part of its autograph collection. I'm right now on Knoxville's Gay Street. Somewhere near where I'm standing at the intersection of Gay and Church is where the 1796 Constitutional Convention was held that resulted in the founding of the state of Tennessee. Blount Mansion is Knoxville's only National Historic Landmark and the city's oldest operating museum. This fine wood frame dwelling was the family home of William Blount, appointed by President George Washington to govern the Southwest Territory. Blount was a signer of the U.S. Constitution and helped guide Tennessee to statehood. If there's one historic property you should make sure you visit in Knoxville, it should be Blount Mansion. Gay Street went on to be the city's first paved street. Today it's home to a lively art scene, as well as boutiques, a general store, restaurants, and hotels in stately historic buildings. Since the mid-1800s, Market Square has been a popular community gathering spot. This stage plays host to live performances throughout the year, while buildings facing the square house a variety of locally owned businesses. Lovely Crouch Park sits adjacent to Market Square, while some really creative folks show off their talents in a graffiti-covered alleyway nearby. Be sure to check our archives for a full video on what you should do when you visit my home sweet home of Knoxville. Dedicated by President Roosevelt in 1940, the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the most visited national park in the country. Whether you choose to hike to one of the many breathtaking waterfalls, have a picnic next to a rushing stream, or explore the history of the folks who settled in the mountains more than a century ago, the majesty of the park itself is something that can't be missed. At the gateway to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is the resort town of Gatlinburg. Along the parkway, visitors can experience everything from souvenir shops, pancake houses, and moonshine tasting, to family attractions like an aquarium, ski lifts to mountaintop villages, and a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum. The iconic Gatlinburg Space Needle stands more than 400 feet above the parkway, giving visitors a 360-degree view of the Smoky Mountains. On the north side of town, don't miss the Arts and Crafts community, an 8-mile loop dedicated to preserving traditional mountain crafts. While in the area, be sure to check out neighboring Pigeon Forge, home to the Old Mill, Dollywood, an entertainment district called the Island, plus plenty more fun family attractions. Anchoring the western division of the state on the banks of the Mississippi River is the city of Memphis. Here you can explore America's struggle for equality at the National Civil Rights Museum on the site where Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. Music has shaped the city's modern history. The blues on world-famous Beale Street, American soul music at Stax Records, the home of the king of rock and roll. All worthwhile landmarks you should visit while in Memphis. Known for its antebellum mansions 30 minutes south of Nashville, the town of Franklin is a bustling place that carefully balances heritage with new growth. The city's downtown historic district covers 15 blocks, with Main Street being its heart and soul. Buildings here have been lovingly preserved and today house all types of businesses, from shops and boutiques to some of the best eateries this side of Nashville. Make time for some live music at the legendary Kimbrough's Picking Parlor, an old-fashioned juke joint. Grab a warm beverage at the Frothy Monkey, and indulge your sweet tooth with some tiny little donuts served from a vintage Airstream. A short drive west of Franklin, minutes from the Natchez Trace Parkway, is the picturesque countryside village of Leaper's Fork. It truly is classified as an unincorporated village with a population of 700 across some 1,100 acres. This come-as-you-are Tennessee treasure is a place a lot of celebrities call home, dropping in and out of shops and restaurants along the main drag with no fanfare. You can find live music here on the regular. Art lovers will appreciate galleries housed in rustic barns and old houses, and Props Antiques is an eclectic shop you'll have fun exploring. Have coffee at the Tiny House Redbird Coffee Shop, tour the Leapers Fork Distillery with its impressive 500-gallon Swan Neck whiskey still, or stay in Brigadoon Cottage, a 1,700-square-foot home with a Scottish theme. Leapers Fork Market and Davis General Store, a couple of our personal favorites, sure to transport you to a much simpler time, just like the Fork itself. North of Knoxville on the Cumberland Plateau is the historic district of Rugby. This unincorporated community was founded in 1880 by English author Thomas Hughes as an experimental utopian colony. Residents rejected late Victorian materialism in favor of Christian socialist concepts of equality and cooperation. While the colony only lasted a short time, Rugby's Victorian architecture has been preserved, and many of its buildings are open to the public. This, without a doubt, is one of my favorite gems in Tennessee. From natural wonders like Rock City and Ruby Falls on Lookout Mountain to riverboat tours on the Tennessee River, Chattanooga is full of unique experiences for all ages. In the thriving downtown area, you'll find shopping, restaurants, and nightlife, along with one of the nation's top public aquariums. We especially love spending time in the North Shore neighborhood. Always seems like there's something new there. That'll do it. Our list of the 10 best places to visit in Tennessee. How did we do? Let us know what we left off the list and what you would recommend down in the comments. We always love hearing from you. If you like this type of content, consider signing up for our free newsletter, Gallivanter 75, where we provide quick tips and photos from some of our favorite places. Sign up now free at our website, ChadGallivanter.com. As always, thank you for watching. From East Tennessee, see you next time.